Welcome to We Are Soccer. Today we have Ty Thompson on, who will be playing for Cardinal Legacy at TST. If anyone doesn't know Ty Thompson, he's actually a brother of Tommy and Tanner Thompson, who are IU alums themselves. Tommy will not be playing, unfortunately, this year in TST, but Tanner will, and Tanner is an assistant at Indiana University. Ty was a part of the beginning of the national championship run for Stanford, where they won three in a row from 2015 to 2017. Ty, great to have you on, man. How are you?
I'm great, doing well. How are you?
Good. Can't complain. A little rainy here in Michigan, but we're Craig and I are excited for TST. We love watching Hoosier Army for the past couple years. We got another team to root for now in Cardinal Legacy. Craig being a Michigan State alum and myself, we're always Big Ten, but I liked watching your brothers when I scouted them at IU play it. Play it then, and I'm happy to root for you as well. So I'll be partial when you guys play in the group stage. So.
Great, love it.
Yeah. So let's kick it off here. So, I mean, listen, Stanford, like those three national championships in a row from 2015 to 17, what does it mean for the alumni to play in this huge event?
It really is a special thing. The team is made up of guys, a lot of them that have at least one ring. There's a few of them that have three actually that are going to be on the team.
Yeah.
Nico Corti on the team. He'll have three. He'll be our, star goalkeeper in the back, kind of holding things down for us.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be really cool to get the band back together. It was one of those things where we had that special moment in 2015, and then it happened again 2016 without me, and again in 2017 without me again. So I think credit to Jeremy Gunn and the Stanford soccer program for really having a system in place where they were able to replicate that national championship quite a few times, and getting everyone back together. I think here for TST will be really special.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think people usually think of Stanford as the powerhouse soccer program. I mean, listen, IU's won a lot of national championships in their historical NCAA men's soccer, program history. And, I mean, the Stanford alum, a lot of them played in MLS, USL. So what kind of roster are you guys putting together for this TST tournament? Is it all Stanford alumni? Do you have some honorary alums, as Kevin Robeson likes to say for IU, stepping in with them? Is it just purely Stanford alum?
So it's purely Stanford alum
All right.
this time. So there's only Stanford with us. So just a pure Stanford alum play. But yeah, there were a few kind of changes to the roster where we were thinking originally it was just going to be all Stanford alum, but then we realized that we could have some of the current Stanford alumni. So that's where
Okay.
we differ a little bit from Indiana.
Yep.
Indiana doesn't have any current players playing for them,
Yep.
whereas we will have five current players playing for us.
Okay. I think Zach Bohane's one of them, right? And Shane DeFlores, I think, is another one, at least two of the five. I remember from seeing Stanford play at Notre Dame last year.
Yeah, so Zach was on the roster. We
Okay.
found out yesterday, right when the rosters had to be submitted, that he actually was out with injury. So he will not be joining us. We were bummed that he had gotten that news,
Yep.
but we were able to, switch current guy out for him
Okay.
right before the roster deadline. So we have Shane DeFlores.
Mhm.
He'll be a good one. We have Will Cleary. They'll all be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Will Cleary, and then we have Trevor Islam,
Mhm.
and then we have Duncan Jarvie,
Yep.
and then we have Alfonso. So those are the five current guys that we'll be bringing with us.
Nice, nice. So obviously Hoosier Army has their name because of the fan base and whatnot. So how'd you guys settle on Cardinal Legacy?
Yeah, when we were there, it was kind of the tagline for the program was, in kind of Stanford athletics was leave your legacy. And so that was something where there was an inspirational video that was made, and it was, it ends with, leave your legacy. And it has a bunch of different clips around Stanford with all the different athletes competing at the highest level at the Olympics, at different national championships. And, it's this really motivational video that has, the ending is, leave your legacy. And so we played that video during the 2015 national championship halftime. And it was one of those where it's just kind of always has resonated with guys on the team is, hey, leave it all on the field, leave your legacy, make your impact, and let it be known. So that's kind of the genesis from where that name came from.
Okay. All right. So heading into TST, and which match are you guys looking forward to the most?
We're always looking forward to the next game. So we never look past the immediate game that we have. So
Yeah.
first one against the city team out of Florida.
Mhm.
So we have our eyes on that one, and it's a little bit difficult, in terms of recruiting. The teams vary year to year,
Yeah.
so it's hard to really do a scouting report on them. But we're really doing a lot of work around, how we want to play, and so different situations, different formations,
Mhm.
different pressing styles in different situations. So really kind of just focusing on that first game. Obviously for Logan and I, and a lot of the Stanford guys, there's a
Yeah.
history with Indiana. So there's definitely an eye on that game for sure.
Yeah.
And we're excited to play those guys, and kind of recreate some of the college magic that we had back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you don't want to reveal a whole lot, but what's the style formation? What do you guys want to do? I mean, I'm sure you watched a lot of it the past couple years and be like, this works, this doesn't work, this mixture of guys we need to put together. What's kind of the game plan heading into the tournament?
Yeah, yeah. I think, it was nice that we have a couple years under our belt so we could see a little bit, we could do our homework and see what worked, what didn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, substitutions is going to be huge, just with how fast-paced TST is. And, you have a 20-man roster. And so being able to, have those hockey substitutions, I think will be really important for us, and making sure that we can keep those legs fresh out there.
Mhm.
And I think generally Stanford has been known for, high pressing.
Yeah.
So I think, we'll definitely be looking for moments where we can, high press and, win the ball high up the field.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we're pretty excited. So it'll be one of those where, we're gonna have, quite a few meetings once we get to North Carolina.
Yeah.
We've had a couple Zoom calls. So we have a great coaching staff with Ogie Kennedy and Nick Kirchhoff. They were both Stanford assistants, back when, they were winning national championships left and right.
Yeah.
And so they've really done a good job taking it really seriously.
Okay. Have you guys had a chance to train it all together? I don't know how many of you guys are still on the West Coast together, if you're all scattered across the country and the world. Have you guys had time to train together?
Yes. So we had an alumni weekend where we kind of get everyone back together, and instead of doing our normal 11v11 format,
Yeah.
we actually just made it 7v7 TST format. So we got to play together for for that, and it was nice to like see how it works out. It's a lot different playing in it versus kind of doing the X's and O's with the clips. So
Yeah.
so it was great. We didn't get everyone out there, but we had, majority of the guys out there that are going to be playing with us.
Nice, nice. All right, let's kick it. 2017, Sam Warner scores that goal in overtime to beat IU, and that's kind of the matchup. I think, if you're a college fan, and you're watching the college players play in TST, that's the one. And I know I believe Sam's on the team, right? He's playing with Cardinal Legacy.
Correct.
Yes. All right. And then obviously you're playing against Tanner. Logan's going to play against Austin. So talk us about that matchup. How is it going to be a physical one, take no prisoners type of matchup? Tell me how you're going to play that one.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. Yeah. So everyone has their different matchups, so it'll be good going against Tan. We actually never played each other in
Oh,
college, and I was always dying to play IU. They just they just never made it far enough in the tournament when I was there. And so anyway, it was and so it was honestly, it was one of those where he always makes fun of me for
Sure.
touting the national championship, but then he obviously has the All-American accolades. So he's got me there, but yeah, no, excited to prove it on the field. He has a few goals in TST, so I've gone up against him a few times growing up, so I think I could be the one to shut him down. So it's one of those.
Yeah. Did you always win in the backyard when you guys played, or is it was kind of always a mixture?
It was yeah, I was winning left and right. He really never stood a chance. I had the size on him, which helped, but yeah, no, I would say if I'm being honest, he probably started really, kind of accelerating in his soccer career, like high
Yeah.
school,
Hmm.
like end of high school. That's when he kind of took off.
Yeah.
Um, and I would say, that was when he really kind of became pretty dynamic, going forward,
Yeah.
and really kind of, having the serious soccer aspirations.
So let's kick it to current coach Jeremy Gunn. Obviously for IU, Todd Yeagley makes it out there. They've given the title the chairman. He was the GM before. First of all, is Jeremy showing up to TST? Is he going to be there to cheer you guys on, help coach, just kind of oversee things? What's his role in all of this?
Yeah, I don't think he's able to make it this year, but he definitely has been super supportive of the team, and he has been kind of helping us coordinate, which current guys are, probably the best fit, and which current guys are ready to go.
Yeah.
So he's been super supportive of the effort.
Mhm.
Um, I think just with scheduling conflicts, it just didn't work out this year.
Mhm.
But we're hoping to have him out there at some point. With the current guys playing, we actually can't have any of the coaching staff on the sidelines from like a rule standpoint.
Makes sense.
But it would still be nice to have him there if we could have him in the stand. So hopefully we'll be able to get him next year.
Okay. Jeremy obviously is three national championships in a row. He's done extremely well at Stanford, even to this day. Always a tough program to play against. What's he meant for that program for you guys as alums?
He's been amazing for the Stanford program. When I was there, I came in as a freshman and it was his first year there.
Mhm.
So it was amazing to see the transformation basically from the ground, from the ground floor. And so like it was really just, seeing the program turn around, just kind of the culture change, the personnel. He really knows what he's doing. So I think in terms of the alumni, we really respect, what he's able to accomplish, and we're hoping to be able to replicate some of his success in this post college format here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Um, all right. Some fun questions here to end here. So of all the current guys, the Stanford alums that are on the Cardinal Legacy roster, who's got the coolest job?
Coolest job. Ooh,
All
that's a good one. Let me look at the list really quick.
right.
Um, Honestly, it might be Logan. He's in the crypto world, and
Okay.
so he's doing blockchain type stuff.
Okay.
But let me take a quick look here. I know it was Charlie Wehan. He's working on AI that's trying to replace software engineers.
Wow.
So I mean that sounds pretty cool. I think that those are the main ones right now. Those are the top ones that come to mind.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. All right. Second question here. So besides Hoosier Army, what's a TS team you guys want to play if you advanced farther in the tournament? Who would you love to match up against?
We would love to match up against like a Nani or Aguero's team. That would, I think, be peak. Um, that would be really cool. Um, and also Pat McAfee's team. Just it'd be fun to have some of the star. Playing against some of the stars would be really cool.
Yeah. All right. What's up with Hilliard Arce? I know he's playing for Freedom United. He did last year. What's the connection there with him and Freedom United?
That's a good question. We all view him as a traitor. So he's yeah, so I actually don't know who he knows on the team and how he got hooked in, but he
Mhm.
played with them last year.
Yep.
And so I had talked to him about playing this year, and he had mentioned how he's actually only able to play for the Wednesday, Thursday. He might be able to do Friday, but
Mhm.
he has a conflict or something. So I'm like, all right, you're off the team.
You have to
So
be all in.
yeah, you got to be all in. So anyway, he maybe he'll join us next year. We'll see if he can make the team. I don't know.
A last question here. What player or former teammate are you looking to share the pitch with again?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I would say, Brian Nonasinkum, there was always that connection. So he was, my center back for, a lot of my time at Stanford, and I was always playing right in front of him. So even playing at the alumni game, him kind of stepping to some of the forwards behind me, it just kind of brought flashbacks. I'm like, ooh, it's nice having him back there. So I would say he's, probably the biggest one that I'm excited to play with again. Um, and then, Sam Warner obviously will be a good one. Seeing him kind of having the slashing again, at the alumni game was good to see. So yeah, so I'm feeling good.
Good, good. All right, Ty, I appreciate your time, man. Good luck down in Cary, North Carolina. I know Craig and I will be watching, all week, the whole entire tournament. We're watching you guys and Hoosier Army and all the other college guys and all the other teams. And we wish you good luck and all the best, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it, and thanks for reaching out. We're excited. I think Cardinal Legacy. I'm hoping this will be something that we do on a yearly basis, and let's make a run. Let's represent college soccer.
Dude, you got to keep up with Hoosier Army because I think at this point they're gonna do this the entire year because I know they love to use it for recruiting purposes. So you know what I mean? I think you guys got to keep it going.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll really get it dialed. This is the first year. We're already feeling good. We just got the itinerary out. But I think every year it'll just get slightly better, and then we'll get like the Jordan Morrises that are retiring. I was just texting him today. He's committed to joining the squad after retirement.
All
Same with
right.
Corey Baird. So there's some guys that are also playing, with some of the USL teams that would also be great additions. So I think the squad will only get better, and we're excited to represent.
Awesome. Thanks, Ty. Take care, man.
Okay, thanks.